Welcome back to In the Know News, where we break down the headlines that matter to you. Today, we're unpacking a controversial new policy out of the United States that's already sparking backlash from immigration advocates, travel experts, and everyday travelers. A new visa integrity fee is coming, and if you're a Canadian permanent resident, it could hit your wallet hard. This new $250 charge, officially named the Visa Integrity Fee, is part of the recently enacted One Big Beautiful Bill Act, championed by the Trump administration. The law includes sweeping changes aimed at strengthening border security, expanding detention facilities, hiring more immigration enforcement officers, and continuing construction on the southern border wall. While some view it as a step toward tighter immigration control, others argue it's an unnecessary burden placed on lawful travelers who are already navigating a complex visa process. The visa integrity fee applies to any foreign national who is issued a non-immigrant visa to enter the United States. This fee is mandatory and is applied in addition to any existing visa application or processing fees. It is currently set at $250, but the legislation allows for it to be increased over time and automatically adjusted for inflation. While this cost may not seem enormous on its own, it adds a substantial financial barrier, especially for individuals who travel frequently for business, study, or family reasons. For Canadian citizens, the impact is limited, at least for now. Most Canadians do not require a visa to visit the U.S. for short stays of up to 6 months. However, the situation is very different for permanent residents of Canada. Even if they have lived in Canada for decades and pay taxes, they still need a U.S. non-immigrant visa to cross the border. That means this new fee will apply to them every time they apply for or renew a visa. Immigration experts are warning that this change could affect thousands of permanent residents who travel regularly to the United States. The fee is also non-negotiable. According to the bill, there are no waivers or reductions available, regardless of a traveler's economic status, the reason for travel, or any personal circumstances. Everyone who meets the criteria must pay the full amount. However, there is a potential reimbursement mechanism built into the policy. If a traveler complies fully with their visa conditions, meaning they leave the U.S. on time, do not request an extension, and do not violate immigration rules, they may be eligible to have the $250 refunded. A refund is also possible if their immigration status changes, such as being granted permanent residency in the U.S. This feature, described by immigration attorney Stephen Brown, is designed to act like a refundable security deposit, an incentive for visa holders to obey the rules. Still, critics argue that this approach treats travelers as risks rather than guests. George Lowery, a senior official with the American Immigration Council, expressed concern that the fee could significantly reduce the number of people who are able to visit the U.S., particularly those from middle and lower income backgrounds. He emphasized that hundreds of thousands of people receive U.S. visas every month, and a fee of this size could have a chilling effect. Leaders in the travel and tourism industry are also pushing back. U.S. Travel Association President Jeff Freeman called the fees foolish and warned Congress that imposing new costs on legal international travelers is essentially a self-imposed tariff on the U.S. tourism sector. Freeman noted that international travel is one of the country's largest exports, and making it more expensive to visit the U.S. sends the wrong message at a time when the country is still trying to rebuild its travel economy post-pandemic. He added that these fees do not go toward improving airport infrastructure, easing border processes, or enhancing the traveler experience. They're purely punitive and financially restrictive. This new measure also comes amid rising political and economic tension between the United States and Canada, with lingering trade disputes and incendiary rhetoric, like American politicians joking about Canada becoming the 51st state. The addition of this visa fee could add yet another layer of friction to cross-border relations. And while the bill has already become law, there's no clear date for when the fee will officially go into effect. That uncertainty is leaving many would-be travelers in a state of limbo, unsure of how to budget for upcoming trips or prepare for changes in visa processing. Immigration lawyers are advising permanent residents of Canada to monitor updates closely and prepare for what may become a routine cost of entering the United States. Ultimately, this visa integrity fee represents a significant shift in how U.S. immigration policy views and manages non-immigrant travel. For Canadian permanent residents, many of whom have long viewed travel to the U.S. as simple and accessible, this fee adds a new financial hurdle and a layer of complexity to an already intricate process. Whether it achieves its goal of improving compliance or simply discourages travel altogether remains to be seen. But for now, the message is clear. If you're not a citizen, get ready to pay up.